your bumper. Marshall and Timaya. Give them the remix.
And welcome back to The Buzz with Whitney, and it's time for your Buzz Artist of the Week. And we have none other than the king of soca himself, Machel Montano, the General HD. Welcome finally to The Buzz. Yes, always.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Much love.
Always a pleasure.
Now I'm going to start one time. Machel Montano is a man that reinvents himself all the time. When you think he's here, you're 20 million steps ahead when people think you're at. Where are we seeing Machel Montano right now? What is next with Machel Montano that we need to look forward to?
Well, I mean, it's all about globalization and, taking our culture further as we've been doing forever. That has been my purpose since I was a child. To take this music and make it more international, make it recognized by, more and more people around the world. So we're always moving in that direction, which means we always have to outdo ourselves, we always have to do better than the year before. We always have to constantly create new music and create new trends and new ideas to move this. It's a vehicle and you have to put new fuel in it and new passengers all the time. So right now, I was just signed to Universal France earlier on in 2013, and the album is about to be finished by the end of February to be released in all of Europe and some of, and all of France also too. But we also just released a single in all of Asia today, which is called Party Time by Spankers, the DJ group Spankers, featuring Fatman Scoop and myself. And this is all trying to, make island music, soca music, world music, trying to promote good vibes and just take it to the people. So, in the middle of Carnival, here I am recording a Carnival album, having to think about Soca Monarch, Groovy Monarch, having to think about, road march, because when I say road march, our duty is to make music for the people, to move, to jump, to have fun. So we have all these responsibilities and it's becoming more and more hectic, but as we do it, we hire more people, we create more jobs, and we create a bigger movement, and it's all about being happy while you do it.
Now, speaking of the album from France, is it that we're going to hear some of these songs that we love as well, or you're producing a different style of music for that album?
Well, that's the best part about it. From France, we tried this already with Delicious Vinyl in the Come Dig It days. We tried this with Atlantic Records in 2000 when I stayed away. But now, with the Atlantic situation under Universal, they are willing to accept the soca in its almost raw form. The first single release was Mr. Fett, and I did it with a French artist. So a lot of it will be collaborated with French artists and French collaborations, but a lot of it will be remixed for Europe. And in France, there's a big African community, but there's also a big Afro-Caribbean community, which is St. Lucia, Dominica, but the countries like Martinique and Guadeloupe, and and these places are really a Caribbean music but with French background, so they can understand it well. So they understand the soca, they're willing to take it in its almost raw form. We're remixing some songs tenderly. And when I say tenderly, but we're going back into the catalog of Machel Montano. That's what is making it easy for me, because to introduce them, they have to know the history, they have to know the past, and they have to know what Trinidad loves and where this artist is from. And then we will work our way towards trying different things. So we remix them lightly, and of course we will try to experiment. It's all about a hit and miss, a trial and error, and we're going to see what we can achieve.
All right, you have traveled the world, and it seems to me that you're extremely spiritual, and you hear it in your music. To me, when you went to South Africa, that I observed that just in the music video, it touched a certain part of you that you expressed in your songs. Your journey through these different countries, what do you take that, most people can't really experience because they don't have the opportunity to travel the world like you? But what do you take from these countries and the journeys that you go through?
Well, I focus on one thing. I focus on the oneness. The oneness is something that is beyond what we live in this world. In this world, we live in a duality. It's either good or bad. It's left or right. It's up or down. It's white or black. It's nice or ugly. We always putting things against each other. Is up better than down? Is left better than right? No. Everything is the middle. Everything is oneness. We come from one. So at a very young age, I studied the fact that you look at the Caribbean, everybody eating rice, peas, and chicken. In Cuba, they do it one way. In Haiti, they do it one way. In Venezuela, they do it one way. In Trinidad, they do it one way. It's the same rice, peas, and chicken. You know, so I look for these similarities. Anywhere I go, I look for these similarities and things that are here. So what is our doubles in South Africa? You know, what is the street food? And when you look at these things, you really get to see that, you know what, we all similar, but yet we have unique differences. Right. So I focus on those things and I try to see how can I bring that here. Any artists that I bring here, Dougie Fresh, Pitbull, I try to blend what we have and what they have and show some sort of, you know, some sort of relation.
Right.
For us to know that we are all family, we are all one. And when you go, you know, I went to South Africa, I always wanted to go to South Africa. I worked together with Cohen on this track. Cohen sent me the beat and said, Cohen, this song like the vehicle that we could take soca to Africa with. And you know, we decided to, I asked him to listen to Lady Smith Black Mambazo, who was always a group I wanted to work with. And I decided to throw a bone and see if I would get through. And I did get through. The only thing it required was me flying to South Africa on O'Lears and spending O'Lears on a plane. And you know, I did that. And I went out there and I was really shocked because you had to see it for yourself. This is one of the most beautiful places. This is one of the most high-tech places, trains and clean streets and infrastructure and nice living and happy people, not what we are accustomed seeing. So you had to take that trip for me to be inspired by Africa and to work more. And again, this year you see me working with Nigerian artists, Timaya. So I developed in it that I also took a trip to India and I saw everything from in India that was similar to us but was unique about them. And in turn, it shows what was unique about us, even though we related to them. So I try to make these connections and put that forward in the music, but make sure that I'm putting a message that could bring people together.
Yeah, now speaking of happy, before we get more in depth into that happy side of things, we need to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have more from Machel Montano right here on The Buzz with Whitney. So make sure and don't go anywhere.
We still get overload. I don't want to sleep no more. We in defense for sure. Whining all on the floor.
The Buzz is sponsored by B-Mobile, Imagine Next, Toyota, Let's Go Places, First Citizens Bank, we put you first.
Start it now! We come on to start it. We ready to start it. Make me mobile to start it now. Cause we make the carnival. We come on to start it. We ready to start it. Make me mobile to start it now. Cause we make the carnival.
Upload your pics, tweets, and videos to our social wall. Use hashtag StartItCarnival. Blink B Mobile. Start it!
Start it now!
They are ready to go with you. Any place, anytime. On the road, they're both intellectually appealing. Off the road, they can maneuver the rugged terrain. Go with them anywhere, anytime. The Toyota Hilux and Fortuner. Let's start here. Toyota, forever.